What's up, everybody? I'm back with another review, and I completely went into this next movie blind. I seen the trailer for it, didn't know what to expect, and my God, what an emotional, powerful, exhilarating movie this was. Guys, today I'm going to talk about the movie Brian Banks. Here we go. Okay. So Brian Banks is based on a true story that involves a real black man who was wrongfully accused of rape and kidnapping. This movie explores his case and what he does to clear his name and record of this event. Okay. This movie focuses on the life of Brian Banks, like I said, and one day in high school when he was 16, he met a girl in the hallway and offered to walk her to the bathroom, but instead she made him walk to what's called the 700 hall. Well, I wouldn't say it was abandoned. There were actually classes going on there, but that's where some of the couples went to make out at their high school. And they go at the bottom of the stairwell, and they try to start going for it. But like a teacher caught them in the act, and he fled the scene, and the girl accused him of rape and kidnapping. Brian Banks didn't do a thing to her. So the whole movie takes place in this whole event. So he reaches out to the California Innocence Project, which is a real non-profit organization in Long Beach, California, and he seeks the help of Justin Brooks. He and his team are dedicated and strong-willed individuals who help out real people accused of essentially nothing. So the movie also explores his life in juvie and his life in prison. He was 16 when this happened. He spent 5 years in juvenile detention and then another 6 years in prison for doing absolutely nothing. One day, he punched a prison mate with him, broke his jaw, and got locked up in solitary confinement on his 17th birthday, nonetheless, and 60 days after that. Throughout his time in solitary confinement, he saw glimpses of his life, and it essentially broke him. But his one saving glimpse that made him forget about everything that happened in his life was one teacher in juvenile detention, played by Morgan Freeman, and he just told them to just forget about it. Life is essential, and you must deal with it. This broke him, and of course he got out of solitary confinement, but I found that to be a very, very powerful moment in this movie. I mean, he was on the ground crying, he was banging on the floor. That stuff can break a man. Even the most strongest man in the world can be broken by solitary confinement. But his only dream was to play for the NFL. All that was shot by this tragic event. In fact, early on in the movie, he gets a letter from USC, and I'm assuming that it was an acceptance letter, but this whole crime started. He never even went to college. Instead, he spent 11 unnecessary years in the parole system. So he spends most of the movie wearing like a house arrest bracelet, and he can't go within 2,000 feet of any school or playground because he pleaded a no contest, and he admitted that he was a sexual predator. He didn't do anything to that girl to deserve what happened to him. As the movie progresses, being as smart and extremely cutthroat, the girl that accused him of rape friended him on Facebook. Now, what would you say to that? That's insane. But he essentially tricked her into going to court with him, and he recorded her without any consent, and one time she actually confessed that there was no rape or no kidnapping charges. That's still not strong enough for the state of California and the Innocence Project, but she testified and came clean, and there was no charge with this crime at all. In the end, his name was cleared, his record was clear, and he tried out for the Seahawks because he called up like an old friend of his, which happened to be the coach of the Seattle Seahawks at the time. I think his name was Pete Carroll. Yeah, Pete Carroll. And he went up to Seattle. He tried so hard to get on with that team to be there, but yeah. But anyway, with fast forward a year later, he reaches out to Justin Brooks. He trains him, and a year later, 2013, he actually gets accepted onto the Atlanta Falcons as a middle linebacker, all because of training. This movie is extremely powerful and should definitely get a lot more attention. It's an amazing movie. It's probably one of the few movies where I almost lost it a few times, and I usually don't do that towards movies, but his story is inspirational and powerful, and this is only August, but I'm still going to say that this might be in like my top 20 best of the year. But I'll let you guys know that when I make that video. But that's my review on Brian Banks. And according to my Stardust review, I already talked for almost 10 minutes about this movie. Guys, of course I gave this 5 stars, which is an A, and I can go on forever about this movie, but yeah, go see Brian Banks. I highly recommend it. Go see it in theaters, or just wait till it comes out on Blu-ray or DVD or Redbox. but it should be seen by everybody. It's a very, very important movie, and you just thank God for the life you have, and hopefully nothing happens to it. Hopefully you don't lose what you have in life, and just work hard, train hard, and be the best you can be. That's what Brian Banks essentially teaches people. To just be yourself. Don't get caught up in any bad mojo or bad things will happen to you that shouldn't have happened to you. But anyway, this has been Mike Pruitt, the real hero. I'm off to save the day from people who don't enjoy good movies, which of course, this is a great, great movie. And people who don't, and forget about that. You can follow me on Stardust. Follow me on Facebook. You can even friend me. I don't even care. Follow me on Instagram. Like, share, comment, subscribe. And later on today, I'm going to go see Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I'll have the review up for you as soon as I can. But until next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace. Go see Brian Banks. I implore you.